we are talking about human rights. We are talking about how we need to treat everyone equal. Everyone should have the necessities, needs met. But do we know there is an article that consists of 30 rules which states how each and every people can abide by law, can look for law, and can get the help of the law so that they can live with liberty, they can live with utmost freedom. First, in this video, let's see the first 5 rules which are used as a human right rules by the UDHR. Let's get into this video. So first one is equality. Equality, what does it mean? Everyone irrespective of their background or equal in front of law, everyone can live life with dignity and freedom. That's what this law states, which means that you have complete independence in choosing whom you can marry. You can remain single throughout your life. Obviously you can remain single without anyone's pressure. Even if your parents pressurizes, you can go to court and you can ask the court member like, it's not good, it's not against my will. And even if your parents pressurizes, if you're a woman, if your parents pressurizes like you need to have 2 child, you need to have it, but maybe your partner pressurizes you are like you should have 3 children, 4 children, which is against your reproductive will, means you can go to law. As I was going through one video and they were asking one white child, and the white child, for that they asked, whom do you think from these pictures of children are very ugly? The white child didn't even hesitate, she just chose black child. She said that she is dark, so she is ugly. Okay. And when they choose one black child from other continent and ethnicity, they ask that girl, whom do you think is more dumb, that is more stupid from these pictures? She didn't even hesitate and say that it is white. You can see why we are not following equality. It is because of the people that whom we are roaming around. We are just influenced by the people, by the society, by especially by the media. It's very important why the media is not portraying fair and lovely cream with the dusky skin people. It's a very big question. Equality will only prevail when you understand this. What you are seeing is not true. What you are coming across as portrayed in front of you is not true. You need to accept the truth only after analyzing it. Freedom from discrimination. It is very important. It is our basic right to not get discriminated by anyone in this world. Not by the powerful people, not by the bullies, not by the abusers, not by our parents, not by our friends, not by anyone. Okay. So if you are facing this discrimination, it will automatically create low self-esteem. Wage discrimination. Wage discrimination, very easy. For the same job, the male will be provided more salary than the female, or else the disabled person. Discrimination in hiring. What will they say if they are going to hire a girl? Are you going to get married soon, or else are you going to get any idea of getting pregnant soon? These are all very inappropriate questions to be asked to a girl. And based on your religion, not only for girl, you are practicing this religion or practicing that religion, which is not if they are not going to ask you such questions, but they may be verifying your background in all those things, which is prevalent in current society. In housing discriminations, like the tenants not allowing you water on time, when you are delaying your house rent, all those discriminations, or else you are from some ethnic group, you are discriminated to enter into the housing of that particular unit. All those discriminations are very important in analyzing and giving awareness to the people. These are all the discriminations that we need to be aware of. And why this discrimination is happening? Simply because we are not knowing what our law and what our right is. Right to life. This law particularly has been developed by UDHR only to eradicate the death penalty. Mainly, it is developed on the basis of the Nazi camp atrocities that happened at the time of 1948, where Nazis killed, under the Hitler government, killed people whom they thought that they are not the right kind of people, that we are having this mindset and they are having that mindset, so they are not right people, we are killing them in the camps. This is very atrocious behavior that happened at that time, which led to the universal declaration of human rights to formulate this law, that is right to life. Each and every one of us are eligible to live the life completely freely, and we should not have the death penalty simply because we are accused of some case, and maybe false accusations may have happened in our life, and that doesn't mean that we should stop living. Until you are proven wrong, you are innocent. And during the time of riot, very common riot, and the police, if they use the uh, gun against the common people, it is completely abandoned. And because of this, it is very important. Because of this, you can't use that power against the immoral activity, right? And article 3 also states that you should have a good health service condition provided, because it is not only in the form of death penalty you are going to lose your life, it is also in the form of poor health condition, poor health service, healthcare, you will lose your life. So these are all the conditions that article 3 states that. And because of which, it's very important to safeguard our life, not only from the state powers, not only from the healthcare services which are provided by government. We can also have life threatening damage from your abuser, who may be a stranger, or else maybe a partner, a parent, who are more interested in their son than their child when a girl child is born, who are more interested in honor killing to safeguard their own, what do you call it, as reputation. During 2018, Malaysia government has arrested at most 180 people, and death penalty has been given to all these people, out of which only 10 were penalized and got death sentence because of article 3, which is very important to safeguard the life. Because uh, we can safeguard a criminal, but we can't lose one normal moral citizen. Freedom from slavery. If I say that slavery is still in use, still in practice, you can believe that. You will ask me that it is eradicated during 1900s in US also. The slavery is not practiced now, but still it is not practiced in the form of slavery. But you need to understand what are all the modern day slavery that is happening around. Someone who is treating you as a property, who is treating you as an object, someone who is attracting every of your services, who is draining your services and not giving any of your reward, particularly your husbands, particularly your Indian mills or whatever, whatnot. So these kind of people who forces you to do all the labors without any payback, without any check, without any money, all these form are of slavery, modern day slavery, which is very important to note. And not only this, there is one particular case that happened in 2005 in France, where a girl called Siladin, a 15-year-old girl, who was not having money with her at that time, during the air travel, where Mrs. D, that is one lady, offered her that she can help the girl flew from, I think, Togo to France at that time. And so that the girl agreed. And when the girl landed in France, the lady said that you need to come to my home, and you need to take care of all my duties in my home. So that the girl asked, give me my passport and I'll leave, and I'll give you the airfare as soon as possible. But the lady didn't hear to her, and she take away the passport, girl's passport, and she handled all the household chores to that girl. She worked, I think, 7 days a week, 15 hours a day, without proper sleep, with second hand clothes, and no holidays, no authorization, no immigration request from her side. She is more or less like, what do you call that, unleft person in that lawful directory, which is more or less like the person who disappeared, whose information also disappeared. This girl is like that. She whose I mean, her name just disappeared in every lawful records of France, She was more or less like not a human being but a ghost. And at that time, she also was sold to another couple. She also led the same routine work in their place, and she was also sold to other place, more or less like a routine, like a slavery life. When the awareness of this girl's condition was brought to the France government, they just intervened and they said that okay, it is not looking like slavery. In 2005 they said that, because they didn't know this is a slavery at that time. So that the universal international court intervened, and they said that France has breached its law by stating that it is not aware of what slavery is. At that time, this article was proven to save that girl's life, which freedom from torture. You, me, anyone around the world, we should not be tortured for standing for our rights, for standing for our ethnicity culture, for standing for or against our culture too. That is very important. So, ban on torture. This is the one freedom from torture, where the rule states that no one should be tortured irrespective of their free speech, irrespective of their political concept, political agenda, whomever you might be. You should not be tortured. It's a core concept. So as of 2019, uh, only few countries are there who are still following the torturing activity to its civilians. Mainly Sri Lanka. In 2009, Tamilians were tortured by the Sri Lankan government at that time, with the help of some Indian government, that ruling party at that time. So the torture at that time itself, it's vanished. That's what we think. But still, the Tamilians in Sri Lanka are facing discriminatory actions from the political and state governments during all those legal issues and all. So this is the first country, and the second one is Iran. As you stated, Masha Amini in 2022, during the hijab issue, her head was demolished at that time because of her opinion about not wearing hijab. It is my own rights. Many Iranians were many, especially the Iranian women, came forward for her support, and this is where the women are tortured. And I think the women's opinion was suppressed, and they were tortured if they are not going to abide by the rule and wear the hijab. That is very important rule there still, which is which it is the unless and until they change, no one can change. But it is very important for us to raise the awareness. Another country is Afghanistan. As Taliban took over, women are restricted to enter into the government arena, to enter into the public place without any hijab. They can't enter. They can't go to work. They can't go to public places without any. I think they can't go to public places, not even with their husbands. That is what the Afghanistan told. The terrorists. So the president called as Isais. Isais, he didn't allow media. He didn't allow any government officials to speak. There is no rights for free speech. There is no legislature. There is no judiciary. There is no coverage of what is happening in this country called Eritrea. So simply, what type of torture that has happened there, that itself, maybe all those common sort of kidnapping, raping, all those sort of violence against the one who goes against the government, all those have happened. In another country is DRC, which is called as Democratic Republic of Congo, and Ethiopia. These two countries, why I have chosen this is, women or men who participate in human rights or sort of political agenda, what will they do? They will be penalized to death. That I stated in Article 3. No one should be penalized to death, but they will be tortured and penalized to death. And in DRC, one time, I think during 2019, one girl was raising her concern about the human rights at that time, where the government was tying her hand with that of the electrical wire, and she was just hanged around with a bar using the another wire, so that she was hanged in from there for more than, I think, 8 or 9 hours. And when she was finally sent down, all her senses in her hands were completely gone. why human rights is very important. If you're having power, doesn't mean that you can control everyone. You can make the life of one people heaven and one another people hell. It is not in your hand. That is what this article states. So share this video with someone who needs to know the basic rights of human. It's very important to be human first than to be at the power. So let me see you in the another video with good concept, and also uh, another sort of article from article 30 in another series. Until then, keep smiling. Goodbye.